Good morning.
I welcome you all for the Impact Lecture Series, which is being organized by the Bharatiya University Institutional Innovation Council. And this Institutional Innovation Council has been established under the direction of Ministry of Education to inculcate the innovative ecosystem among the students in the higher education institutions. In this line, around 4,000 institutions have already started this IIC in their institution. And in that line, Bharatiya University, this IIC was instituted in 2018. From then onwards, there are so many events that is being conducted. And this Impact Lecture Series is mainly to focus on providing the knowledge about the entrepreneurship and the avenues that the students can pursue in the line of entrepreneurship and what the information they have to get in pertaining to the patenting and the angel investors. In that line, this Impact Lecture Series has been organized. The first day we got the expert. He gave about the information about the entrepreneurship. What are the avenues that are available and why we have to become an entrepreneur. That is the first lecture we had. And second day we had second talk is another expert. He gave about the angel investors, how to identify the angel investors to pursue in the entrepreneurship. In the third talk, we had another expert who gave up on the IPR, intellectual property rights. So finally, the main thing that is very crucial for any entrepreneurship is the creative thinking. And now the present expert, Dr. Ramachandran, he is here with us. And I welcome you, sir, for immediately accepting because as you know, you are very much busy person. And among your busy schedule you have come. I welcome you with heartfelt thanks.
Thank you.
And I also welcome Dr. Ponpandian, who is the president of IIC, and Dr. Grace Annapurni, who is the coordinator of this lecture series, and Dr. Padma Sini, who is the organizing secretary of this lecture series. And also, I welcome all the students who have shown interest in this lecture. And with this short welcome, I just give a stage to Dr. Grace, who will be giving a brief note about the speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to everyone present here. I'm very happy to share a profile about our today's speaker, Dr. Ramachandran. He's a director operations, Propel Industries Private Limited. So, sir has done his Bachelor of Degree in Mechanical, Master of Engineering in Production, Doctor of Philosophy in Lean Manufacturing. So he is excellent in various fields. So when we read his profile, we could read it out that his excellence is just vast. So I just mentioned few of the field which is a bit expert: operational excellence, cross-functional team management, operations management, PLN responsibility, robotics and automation, production ramp-up, supply chain management, capex plan and execution, so greenfield project, and in various fields he has carved his niche, and he has visited many countries like USA, UK, Japan, France, Italy, Canada, Taiwan for various business requirements. He has 20 years of experience in various sectors. So we are very happy to have you here for the session, sir. Now the stage is yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon, one and all. I take this opportunity to thank University, respected Vice Chancellor, professors, faculty members, and students. It's a great opportunity for me to share my experience with all of you to provoke your latent talent on creative thinking and innovation. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Is my screen is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, though I was given a brief introduction about myself, I thought of putting this screen up and saying that I'm a hardcore mechanical engineer to begin with, and then I moved on with production engineering on my post graduation, and then I did my PhD in lean manufacturing. That's more a management subject than a particular. It is not relevant to a particular engineering area. It can be applied to any industry for the growth of the industry. So I have overall about 3 decades of experience, and I worked in various industries. Predominantly, those industry manufacture the equipments which are mechanical and electrical and electronics in nature. Most of the time I spent in the operations function, and around 30-40% of my career was spent in research and development departments for designing and developing products. So with this basic introduction, I would like to get on to the impact lecture on creative thinking and innovation. So here I fixed an agenda like this. Like, I would like to throw some definitions of these creative thinking and innovation. I would like to stress upon the purpose of this subject, and then what is the structured process that can be used for creative thinking and innovation, and certain examples. And these examples are very industry specific, where I was very much involved in those kind of creative thinking and innovation in the industry environment. So creative thinking and innovation comes with the necessity. There are some quotes I put here. The necessity is the mother of all inventions, and comfort is the basis for economic growth. If we are not looking for comfort, then we may not get the economic growth coming in. Imagination is the beginning of creation. So creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else ever thought. Albert Einstein said this, meaning we have to have a third eye. We have to cultivate the third eye culture to see what others see at the same time. Creativity and innovative, some of the definitions I picked up is creativity is ability of an individual or group of individuals to come up with certain new ideas with novelty and usefulness to the humans. Creativity is a process that can be learned and honed and mastered. We need not born with creative skills. There are certain tools that can increase our creativity skills, like one of the proven tool for that is a brainstorming tool. Cultivate our internal drive to come up with new or breakthrough ideas to be more creative. Innovative is completely different from creativity. It is an ability of an individual or a group of individuals or a company commercialize an idea and make it useful. That is, innovation comes next, the creativity comes first. Creativity is more of a conceptualization, and innovation is more of converting the concept into a useful product. Why do we need creative thinking at this point of time? So we are living in a growing era, in a developing country. So we all have an opportunity to think and contribute for the economic growth of the country. So creative thinking creates value, and it drives the profit, and it helps to solve problems in an industry environment. At a corporate level, when it comes to personal level, it fuels the positive emotions. It fosters the self-esteem and self-worth, and it's also contribute to self-efficacy, and it drastically reduces the stress by getting the happiness of our own creative thinking and innovation get used by the people. Creative thinking simply means being able to come up with something new. Creative thinking is the process of nurturing your imagination and think out of the box. Creativity is the ability to think about a task or a problem in a new or different way, or the ability to use the imagination to generate new ideas. Every idea has its own value, because even if we make a mistake, we can learn from that particular mistake, and we can continuously improve from that particular idea. So, what are the basic characteristics of creative people? They will be, generally curious, playful. They will be open-minded, flexible, and they are, independent most of the time. They will be risk-taking people. They are intuitive people. If we have these kind of characteristics, then it would be good. If not, we can cultivate these character within ourselves to be a more creative person. There is a typical creative thinking process. When you have open mind to explore the different paths, reading more articles on the subject that you want to creatively think and innovate something, telling stories, listening to the stories, and to be curious about a particular subject that we want to go deep and come up with some creative ideas. Expand your interests on those subjects. Develop your talents on that particular area in terms of be it a knowledge or a skill on that particular area. Spend time with creative people. Therefore, you can also follow their qualities. Don't fix boundaries when you do creative and innovative projects, because every creative and innovative idea will bring in a certain knowledge to develop. Don't fix any choices. Don't take any choices, and don't fix any choices. Like, leave it open, and it has to have a very open spec in order to come up with creative ideas. If we want to have a defined and universal creative process, we have to identify a goal or an opportunity, where exactly we want to start and what is our goal to move further, and start gathering the inputs and insights that are required to achieve the goal. And we need to clarify the challenges. We need to understand the challenges which are involved with certain data, and start generating the ideas and convert the ideas into a prototype for the strengthening the idea, and then have a detailed action plan drawn for converting into a useful idea, and then you go for implementation for further evaluation. So until that, we have a very structured creative process which everyone should have in their mind before even they go for this kind of initiatives. The power of creative thinking, it's a kind of open spectrum. Like, it's starting from inquisitive, it's having or showing an interest in learning things with complete curiosity, wondering and questioning, exploring and investigating, challenging the assumptions that are already available. And to be persistent is like continuing firmly with actions in spite of difficulties that are coming on our way. Tolerating the uncertainties, sticking with difficulty, and daring to be different. We have to be a different people. We can't be 1 plus 10 plus 1 11th person. We should be different on when we start getting into this creative thinking and innovation kind of a culture. The next one is very important. We have to be very, very collaborative. There is one saying, success never comes in isolation. It is always a collaborative and participative teamwork. Collaborative is involving 2 or more parties working together to achieve a common goal. Here there is a story here. A farmer who produces an award-winning corn every year, and when the news reporter went and asked him, so what is the secret of producing award-winning corn every year? And the farmer said, it's very simple. I will share the quality seeds to all my neighbor farmers. And then the news reporter asked, how can you afford sharing your quality seeds to your neighbors? Then the farmer said that if I have to grow quality corn, my neighbor also produce a quality corn. Then only the cross pollination will bring in more output. Therefore, it's a simple analogy on collaborative approach, cooperating appropriately with the neighbors, giving and receiving feedback from the stakeholders, sharing the products and stakeholders will always bring in better creative results. And then we have to be more of disciplined in showing a controlled form of behavior or a way of working in order to, crafting the whole idea, improving and developing our own techniques and reflecting on the criticalities and so on and so forth. Imaginative is the starting point of showing creativity, playing with possibilities, making connections, making connections to the various dots, using intuitions to get a formulate an idea. These are different qualities or an approach that one can take to go ahead and come up with creative ideas. Here I'm showing a couple of examples of creative ideas. One on the left side, there was one of the engineering students have conceived this particular idea to reduce the burden of the bullock cart for those animals to get more load. To avoid the more load, he fitted a third wheel underneath that arm. Therefore, a great amount of load is getting shared to the wheel, and just by the bullock carts will share only so much of a load and move the load from one place to another place. So this is one of the creative idea, but there was no need coming from those animals. There was no need analysis was done, but it was done. Whereas on the right side, if you see the innovation and creative thinking and innovation, this is our product actually. This is the product that we manufacture in Propel for the construction and mining application, where the aggregates, the stone aggregates and the fine aggregates like M sand and P sand you will be seeing in the construction industry is all produced by this equipment. But 100 years before, all these products was manufactured manually by people, and then there were certain amount of conventional machines, and now we'll have a completely automated machines that will deliver the products. And this has happened over the years with continuous creative thinking and innovation on this particular product design as well as on the process. So still there are a lot of scope for improvements on automations and productivity which is coming from these equipments. The point I'm trying to make here, the left side, the scope was not defined by the animals. And on the right side, people continuously define the scope and they will look for comfort, and therefore they need an innovative and creative products to reduce their human efforts and to machine to deliver the outputs. Now coming to the definition of innovation. Innovation is nothing but conceptualization plus invention plus exploitation. Conceptualization is more of a thought which is coming from the creativity phase, and then invention is like imagination and creation, and exploitation is like kind of making use of that idea. So innovation is more of a hard work rather than a genius. Innovation, it defines the process and relationships comprehensively and equitably, focused on understanding the problems and issues of all the stakeholders before even we go and finalize the creative idea into product. Designing solutions and testing them with an eye on learning adoption. Implementing, evaluating the tested solutions. scaling up or ramping up the product for the use. It's not an innovation until it is implemented and actually works in the field for the commercially working in the field. So the innovation process is basically classified into areas. One is the exploration phase, and then trying, and then doing it. Seek problems to solve, go on expeditions, design, refine potential solutions, experiment and test the solutions, and do more experiments before even you conclude the design. It has to go back to the design board a couple of times before even we conclude. Then you go ahead and operationalize the idea as a product, and then ramp up for the bulk production. So it's basically conceive the ideas through creative phase, and then evolve it, and then learn, and then adopt for the commercial sales. So I would like to pause a couple of minutes here to just to get any questions or clarifications. Hello?
Sir, please proceed.
Please proceed.
Hello?
There's no questions.
Okay, I will proceed further. So here there is an iron bar is a raw material which is available here. The value of $100. If we convert this product into horseshoes, then we can achieve $250 from this iron bar by selling it into market. If we convert as a sewing machine needles, then the value of that finished product is about $70,000 US. And if we convert as a watch springs, then the value of this product is about $6 million US. So creativity and innovation shall be of limitless scope to achieve better results. It is how we convert that available raw material into finished product is what very important. So after the globalization, the raw material price across the globe is more or less the same, apart from the local tax structures. Whereas the conversion skills, the converting the raw material into finished product, the more of a creativity and innovation is needed in converting the raw material into finished product is what differentiates us from in the marketplace. Like if two of us are selling the same product in the market, the customer will choose a product, those who are giving the better quality product and at the competitive price. So to achieve the competitive price, we have to have very creative and innovative conversion techniques. So the new product innovation and creativity need not be always on the new product. It can also be conversion process. And when we convert as a product from a raw material, we have to see all the possibilities of achieving maximum benefit out of that raw material. And this particular example is explaining that. So how we make use of the raw material into a finished product. The scope of creativity and innovation in an industry, it has a very wide opportunities. Like creativity and innovation in a product is for sustainability and growth of a particular industry. And the creativity and innovation in product is for people safety as well. People, those who are using our products, has to be very safe when they go ahead and use our products. So that also we can do a lot of innovative and creative ideas can be implemented on those areas. And company can go ahead and come up with new products for the new markets or for the existing markets, for the growth of the organization. Creativity and innovation in process is for cost reduction and profit. And the creativity and innovation in process to reduce the product delivery lead times. And these are the areas very crucial nowadays in the very competitive market. And we can also do a creative and innovative process for products on-time delivery performance to its customers. And we can do creativity and innovation in the productivity, therefore we can improve the profits in the organization. And we can also work on to create a safe environment in the organizations, and we can continuously do creativity and innovation solutions on improving the product qualities. So here the scope of the creativity and innovation is not just limited to just coming up with a new product alone. So here we can work on the growth as well as the delivery quality, cost and productivity, and in all the different dimensions, in all the different metrics, we can go ahead and continuously come up with ideas for the growth of the industry or an individual as well. So the industry focus is like the global competitive market demands technologically innovative products with high reliability and competitive price and faster delivery time. Customer preference also changes from time to time according to their specific application requirements. Customer specific demand as manufacturing firms continuously focus on design changes from their existing product, and they continuously focus on new product designs as well to suit the customer's requirements. Most of the growing manufacturing firms have decided to change or adopt the growing market conditions to be an active player in the competitive market. Otherwise, they can't even sustain in the marketplace. But for any organization, the quality, cost, and delivery of these are the three critical metrics. And to achieve these three critical metrics, just a highly innovative product alone, it is not sufficient. The company requires an innovative process to convert in a very competitive manner to the market. See, for example, around 20 years before, I visited one of the car manufacturing companies in Japan. 20 years before, their car production takt time was about 58 seconds. Every 58 seconds, they produce one car out of the line and which is ready to go for a customer. Just have an idea or imagining how much efforts they put on the process to convert the product within 58 seconds. And there is another example that I saw in India. One of the television manufacturing company, that's again more than 25 years ago, I visited them and I had an opportunity to visit the plant in Delhi. That time they were producing one television within 11 seconds. So every 11 seconds, one television is produced, packed and ready to go for sales. So that level of innovations and creative ideas were put in place in the process design. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is when it comes to creativity and innovation, it need not be always on the product. It can be on the process and on various other aspects as well when it comes to industry environment. So certain examples that I have come across or I have contributed on creativity and innovation in my last 3 decades of experience is what I would like to share here. These are some of the list is there, but I try to pick it up certain examples which are relevant to this meeting and for this students. So there is, first one is called lean line tracking. The second one is cut a tree, plant a tree. Creative solutions in safety, improvement, encapsulated equipment, offline setup, customer concern solving through cross-functional teams, positive brake system in trains, automatic condensate remover from steam. So these are some of the areas that I have come across or I have contributed or worked on this particular projects that I would like to share some examples for you to provoke your latent talent and to cultivate the creativity from here. Here again, I would like to pause for a minute for any questions or clarifications.
No, sir. Can get it. Do you have any questions?
Hello?
Sir, can carry on.
Okay, thank you. So the first one is lean live tracking, which is a very one of the creative and innovative solutions that was provided here for a particular problem to solve. The problem statement here is a fast-growing greenfield firm has about 123 employees with an annual turnover of 800 to 1100 million INR. However, the firm was paying about 8% of their revenue as fine amount to its customers for not delivering the products on time against their own committed date. So the customers were not happy, and at the same time, customer also was putting the fine or LD amount to the manufacturing firm, that is about 8%, which is huge. So what their requirement was like reduce or eliminate the fine amount and also improve the on-time delivery of the product and reduce the lead time to deliver the product. These were the requirement at that time. So then there was a study was conducted to see the current business process that they are following. So they have a customer, and it is that manufacturing firm. The LVHV means the company is manufacturing a very low volume and high variety products, and they have a suppliers to deliver the raw materials for them, and they have an enterprises resource planning, a ERP software for order. When they receive the customer order, as soon as they receive the customer order, they convert the customer order into sales order in their ERP system, and then it is a make to order company. So they do the bills of materials, design of a product specific to that particular customer, and then they run the MRP process, and then they release the production order. And based on that MRP output, the purchase requirements are getting generated from the system, and the purchase orders are sent to the suppliers, and the suppliers will deliver the raw material to the company against the requirement, and then the company will convert the raw material into finished product, and they will be delivering to customer. Here in the entire business process loop, the problem was identified as customer is giving the order with the required delivery date, but the manufacturing firm was unable to deliver the product on time every time. So customers are putting a fine amount of 8% of their total revenue. Now, with this current state, the innovative and creative solution was identified in order to improve the on-time delivery. Here, the right side of the model remains same. There is a customer, the company, suppliers, and there is an ERP, SAP software is there. And then there was another add-on tool was integrated. This is called integrated lean live tracking, meaning this is a tool which is connected to the company's ERP system, And this is also extended to suppliers, and this tool was also extended to customer. The novelty in this particular model is like as usual, the customer is giving an order, customer order is converted into sales order, and the ERP will run the material requirement planning and purchase requests, and the purchase orders are given to supplier. There are hundreds of suppliers and there are hundreds of raw materials that are involved to produce a finished product. Now here, each supplier will go ahead and update their delivery dates of a product on a regular basis. That particular information will be fetched from the supplier portal, and it will be this particular lean live tracking tool will help to run a reverse material requirement planning, and it will continuously inform us looking at the current status and current delivery dates of each supplier. We can deliver the product on a particular date. Therefore, we will come to know all the time where the delay is getting happening, where we need to focus, where we need to go ahead and improve. And also we can make proper communication to our customers saying that we are on schedule or we are off the schedule for so many days. So those kind of communication, it is more of a closed loop system from the customer to the company and to the supplier, as well as again back to customer. So the communication flow on commitments and the product's readiness status will be communicated back and forth between the customer, supplier and the manufacturing firm in a very structured manner. So this kind of a creative and innovative solution have improved the company's delivery performance. So these are some of the on-time delivery results after the improvement solution was implemented. Before the implementation, you can see here up till 2017, somewhere around March, the solution was implemented and there seemed a growth in the on-time delivery. Whereas before that, in 2015 and 16, you see the on-time deliveries are very low, even though they are taking 24 weeks lead time to deliver products. Whereas here, once after reaching the on-time delivery to close to 90% level, company wants to reduce the lead time. So on-time delivery and lead time is both has to be seen in the same time. Like if you have more number of days, then achieving on-time delivery is very easy. If you have less number of days, then achieving on-time delivery is very difficult. So having 20 weeks lead time and achieving on-time delivery at 90% level is very difficult than 24 weeks. But when it comes to business perspective, we have to continuously reduce the lead time and at the same time continuously achieve the on-time deliveries above 90%. So for the successful on-time delivery of a product from a manufacturing firm, it requires an on-time receipt of material from suppliers. So after implementing the lean live tracking model, if you look at the suppliers on-time delivery from 2015 to all the way up to 2019 has been significantly improved. The overall supplier on-time delivery was about 35% at the beginning, and it has reached more than double. It has reached around 70%. So as we speak now, their supplier on-time delivery is more than 90%, and their customer on-time delivery is about close to 95%. So the point I'm stressing here is continuously work on the lead time reduction of a particular product as well as the on-time delivery achievement as well. So if you look at the lead times in days, it's about 90 days at the beginning of the project, and after the implementation of the model, it has come down to close to 60 days. There is a significant reduction of lead time, as well as significant improvement in on-time receipt of material from suppliers, and thereby there is an on-time delivery improvement to the end customers. So the model which I'm talking here is highly integrated with the ERP system as well as within the firm, and it is also integrated with supplier as well as customer. So this particular creative and innovation is coming not on the product but on the overall business process to improve the delivery performance of the product. And then finally the results was concluded with the savings in the rupee terms. Based on their previous data of 2014-15, the company was paying about 8% of their total revenue as a fine amount, and that has been significantly reduced over the years, and around 25 crores was estimated as a saving for the company after implementing the this particular solution in the company. So then, any doubts and clarifications on this? Okay, so I move on with the second innovative and creative solution, that is demand-driven planning. Here we named this particular concept as cut a tree, plant a tree. Like if you cut a tree on the roadside, we have to plant a tree immediately. With that understanding, like a company that produces a large size capital equipments that earns a revenue of say about 1,000 crore a year, but unable to meet the on-time delivery and customer requested delivery lead time, hence company is losing orders. Here, the problem is slightly different. Like it's not a fine amount, it is more of a customer come and ask for a product. If we don't have the product at that point of time, then customer will not give the order. He will go ahead and buy from another customer, another supplier. So this is companies keep on losing the orders. So here, the market was highly volatile, and here company wants a very creative and innovative solution to make sure that all the time we have the product to deliver customer and reduce the lead time, and here again improve the on-time delivery to improve the order booking. Now, here the solution was deliver and add demand. This is the concept was very simple. Now we tried various options using our historical data and for demand forecasting into the ERP system. Whereas we are not successful. Either whatever we are demand forecasting was not coming as an order, or whatever we are demand forecasting is becoming an inventory for us. So then we coined this idea of, if we deliver a product today, tomorrow morning you create a demand forecast. The entire system was configured like that. We call it as a demand driven planning. So what we did is we classified the products into 3 groups, or rather 4 groups here, like based on the lead time of the products. So a product which is more than 100 days or 90 days lead time, we call it as a category A product, and there is a category B product and C and D. So for example, a 120 days delivery lead time product, if we sell one product today, and we will make a demand forecasting tomorrow morning for the same product. So this is more of a make to stock idea, but the concept here is continuously you will be filled with demand, and you will be continuously producing the products without any interruption, and at the pattern the customer is buying. So for example here, if for example on the date of 4th, if I deliver a product, then based on the lead time of the product, we will punch the demand in the system. So it looks very simple and conventional, but it fetches a very good result, and it ensures all the time there is a product in the pipeline. So we don't need to wait for the sales team or a marketing team to come forward and give a forecast. Most of the time that may not be accurate, but the pattern based on the statistical data, what we have and what we conceived this concept, have ensured the product availability all the time, and customers start picking more and more products from us, and our on-time deliveries also has been drastically improved from 70% to all the way up to 99% over last 3.5 years. So this is one of the areas where we can still, there are a lot of scope for improvement on inventory reduction, through creative and innovative solutions in this particular project as well. But our original intended results of achieving on-time delivery and not losing the customer orders has been achieved significantly in this particular concept. And then this is another one example that I want to present here, that is to create a safe working environment. For example, an industry that is having you can imagine an industry that is producing mechanical equipments. Approximately around 2,000 tons of steel is converted into finished product every month, and the products are very larger in size, heavier in weights, and these kind of an environment, the workplace safety is very much important. So the problem statement was like average incidents are 1 per week, and that has to be eliminated. That has to be made zero. That is the target given. So what we found as a root cause for the incidents that are, whether it is a minor incident or a medium or a major incident, what is the root cause for incidents? We did a thorough and root cause analysis and found that inadequate training to the people, those who are working on those equipments, and lack of awareness on safety personal protective equipments, and lack of awareness on the do's and don'ts of the processes that they are doing. But the classic solution of any organization will go ahead and do the training to the people on a regular basis, and they will keep on giving the training. And we also did that, but we are not quite successful on that. Then there was a creative and innovative solution was identified. What we did was we put all our training content and the do's and don'ts, we recorded in the audio form, and we started playing the audio 3 to 4 times in a day during their shift working. Like in the morning, before they start up the shift, there was a audio instruction for about 5 minutes, and during the breaks, during the lunch breaks, and during the noons as well, during the afternoon break as well. This, I would probably say that very unique and very creative and innovative. In my experience of 3 decades, and I worked in various companies, and this was the very first time this kind of an innovative idea was put in place. The audio speakers was installed inside the plant, and the audio-based instructions were continuously given to the people. The point that we learned through this was when we give a training to the people on certain things, certain people will understand completely during one session itself, and they convert their knowledge into skill, and they start applying in the workplace. For some people, we may have to do 2 times, 3 times. For some of them, we may have to do 10 times, and for some, we need 100 times maybe. And if we don't know about all the 1,000 people's level of understanding. So once after putting this instructions on this particular method, all the people start converting and understanding of the personal protective equipments and the do's and don'ts. The awareness on the safety has been drastically improved over the years. And it was started off, as I said, a weekly one was the data, and it has been drastically reduced. And as we speak now, it is almost zero, those kind of incidents. So this is a very tough, in fact, conceiving and coming up with a product is very easy according to me, in my sense. But transforming the people for these kind of soft skills is very difficult. And this was possible only through this kind of an innovative idea that we put in place in the shop floor. Now coming to the another particular product, we call it as encapsulated equipment design. See, most of you have seen this button phones, and this is a Android phone. Now, what's the difference? Every one of us will know the advantages and disadvantages, and now I'm not talking about that. So here I put as an example for these two mobile phones here, but in a mechanical industry, reducing the number of parts, integrating the parts without compromising the functional requirements, and eliminating the parts without compromising the functional requirements. So enhancing the features without adding the number of components in a product, and making sure the manufacturability of the product and serviceability of the product at the design level. So every little thing is an innovation, it's a creation at the design level of a product. So here, if you look at the number of components which are involved in the old product was more when it compared to the new product which is shown here. So you don't need to, so if you reduce number of products, then obviously your product reliability. The Global Six Sigma organization was telling now that before you design and develop a product or a component, please make sure the need for the component. If you introduce a component, you are not just introducing a component, you are introducing an opportunity to have more problems. So whenever we design a product, it is not having more number of components in a product is not a good idea. Having less number of components with the same functional output should be the best creative and innovative design. So here I'm showing a mobile phone as an example, but these kind of concepts and ideas that we incorporate in the mechanical product design as well, without compromising the functional requirement of the product. Any questions or clarifications on this so far?
Just proceed.
Thank you. This is a concept called offline setup. This is not a product design, this is more of a process design. So here the problem is a large size machine tool capacity is inadequate to meet the sales demand. It was about 30% of the machine capacity is utilized due to online setup of the parts. So the root cause for the issue is like 30% of the time the machine is not working, but the machine is used or occupied for setting up a new component in the machine. It's like in an operation theater, in an hospital, the patient has to be completely prepared outside of the operation theater in the pre-operating ward itself. Therefore, not much time is taken inside the operating workstation. So like that. So here the creative and innovation solution is, there is already a concept called SMED, single digit minute exchange of dice. This concept was proven globally, and we tried to take this concept and we adopted a different system to remove the online setup as much as possible, and we try to do the offline setup of a component. So the SMED process is like this. What we need to do is like the setup area has to be studied thoroughly, and we need to benchmarking has to be done how this can be do much better than what we are doing now, and analyze the areas and list down all the unnecessary points that are done on that particular machine, and try to separate the external elements, and identify the internal elements that can be converted into external elements, and then simplify the whole process and then standardize and implement. So with this with this proven concept, what we try to do here is we try to duplicate the large machine tool as an offline setup arrangement. Like these large components are installed in this particular work table and then prepared for ready to operate on the machine tool. If you look at the before SMED, it will take around 120 minutes to set up a component in the machine when we do online. But after implementing this concept, it has reduced to 60 minutes. That means we are saving that much of a time, but still it requires 60 minutes online setup, but there will be a continuous creativity and innovation has to be done to eliminate this as well. But straight away there is a 50% reduction in the setup time. Therefore, if you look at the benefit, 29 days of machine days can be saved in a year. So this is a great innovation because the large machine tool, every hour of the machine will be around 8,000 rupees, Indian rupees. So 29 days of saving is a huge saving for the company, and that much of a capacity we generated through this very innovative and creative idea. The people have come up with this idea and they have implemented. Now, another concept is like cross-functional teams. This is again a very soft skill nature innovation. Like in the large organizations, when we produce products, you can always expect customer concerns, customer voice coming in. When you deliver a product to customer, there is always a chance of getting a feedback from customer, both positive and negative feedback. If there is a customer complaint coming in, there is a service help desk. They will be receiving the complaint, and there is a service coordinator who allocate the engineer to go ahead and solve the problem. But if the problem is not solvable by the frontline service engineer, then it comes to company's customer quality team. But then after the customer quality team, generally in most of the organization, there won't be any ownership. Because there are in an organization there will be departments, there will be functions, there will be sections. They will be focusing on their own priorities. But all of them together only created a customer concern or a customer complaint. But if we don't have an organization within the organization, you can't solve those complaints. So the cross-functional team here, which I'm showing here, was well conceived, and with lots of creative thinking and innovation, we formed cross-functional teams within the organization. So out of 1,000 people, around 50 people has been carved as the think tanks of the company, and they were splitted into 6 different teams. And all the customer voices and concerns and complaints which are coming is getting deployed to all the 6 teams for them to go ahead and solve the problems. And each of the team composition was well defined and deployed. Like if team number 1 should solve always the catastrophic problems. Like catastrophic problem is like, the equipment is broken into 2 pieces, say for example. That is, we call it as catastrophic problem. So a set of people has been assigned to solve those kind of problems. If there are problems with electronics and electricals, then there is a set of people cross-functionally working, a resource from a design function, a production function, and after-sales function, and a quality function, and a procurement function. From every function, there will be a resource in that particular cross-functional team. Therefore, all of them come together to solve the problems, and their morale also will get drastically improved. Therefore, company also will get benefited. I would say, like, companies getting benefit in terms of rupee terms. Like, if we don't solve the customer complaint diligently, then we have to pay the warranty money during the warranty period. If any failure happens with our product, we have to pay the money. So company used to pay every year close to 12 crores. That is a cash loss to the company. After we conceived this idea of forming a cross-functional team and working the whole problem through cross-functional teams, has been, now the warranty cost has been reduced drastically to 3 crores. So within 3 years of time span, but with a consistent approach, and the whole concept was highly creative and innovative and very novel, and how they have to perform their activity also well defined, and the standard operating procedures were created and implemented. And this is again like a safety problem. This is again a people involvement problem. Wherever the people involvement problem comes, on basically on the creativity and innovative solutions, providing for putting them together is much more challenging than redefining a process or a product. Or coming up with altogether a new product is much more easier than getting things done through people. That's why many years ago, Henry Ford, the founder chairman of Ford Motors, have said this, like, coming together is a beginning, being together is a journey, and working together is success. So working together in an industry environment is success, but bringing that kind of an environment requires high level of creativity and innovation, and one can look at those areas as well to come up and provide solutions. Now I'm getting into another one of the solutions that I was involved is, you all know the trains, locomotives, and each of the trains are fitted with air compressors for the brakes, for the brake system. So this concept was innovated maybe 200 years ago by Westinghouse in US, a company called WABCO, founder of WABCO. And even today, that particular solution is very effectively working. So the novelty in this particular design, so I was involved in a compressor manufacturing company, and I had an opportunity to visit WABCO to understand the entire system, and I was one or the other firm I have contributed on this particular innovative and creative solution. So here the point is, the innovation here is the brake is normally applied and closed using compressed air pressures. This is the train wheel, and the brake is normally applied. Brake shoes are normally closed. Only when the brake is getting released through the only when you remove the pressure, the brake is getting released. So here novelty is safety is embedded through the positive brake concept. If there is any failure in the compressed air pressure, then the passengers are safe. So this is a very very innovative and novel product, and which is even today this is the concept is practiced. Of course, there are a lot of improvements that are happened, but the concept remains very novel and very useful, and this is a very important for the passengers' safety in the locomotive in a train journey. Here I would like to show another example coming from another application. This is automatic condensate remover from steam. This product is called bimetallic steam trap, and this is used in the steam lines. You can understand, like the electricity is getting produced out of steam turbines. You need a steam boiler to produce steam, and that steam to be moved to turbines, and the turbines will produce electricity. From the source, the purpose of this product is to take the dry steam from the source to the turbines. So how it works, I just play a small video here.
At ambient temperatures, the bimetal element is relaxed and the valve is open wide, allowing for rapid discharge, cold condensate, and non-condensable gases at startup. As the temperature of the condensate increases, the bimetal element pulls the valve closed. When the condensate is the bimetals and condensate discharge resumes, the seat arrangement acts as a check valve.
Innovation in this product, that material is called bimetal. There are two types of bimetal, means there are two metals. One is on the top side, another material is on the bottom side. The very property of this material is, here is the valve. If it sees the hot temperature inside, it pulls back, it will not allow the steam to leak. When it sees the water inside, or a room temperature, or a water inside, see that there is always a chance of condensate formation from a steam moving from one place to another place. And that condensate will cool down this particular material, that is bimetal. Then what happens? It opens the valve and the water is getting drained. The moment the hot steam hits the metal, it closes automatically. You know, it's like it will work 24/7 all the time without any manual intervention. The steam that is passing through this particular valve will make sure that there won't be any condensate is sent to the turbines, to the application. It will make sure that there is a dry steam is passed on to the actual application. Now, any questions and clarifications so far?
No, sir. We can. No, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. So now, why we typically don't innovate? Why we don't innovate as individuals or an industry environment? So these are some of the reasons that we typically tell we don't have the time or the money to waste on unproven ideas. Why risk it when we are doing fine? I can't innovate with those marketing people in the room. We did an innovation workshop once, nothing happened after that. Sure, I want to do, but my job performance is based on current norms, but not on the innovations. What's the point? Our CEO will just do what he wants anyway. My innovations are not respected. My manager says he wants it, but her response to my ideas is always, yeah, but. So like that, we will get some kind of a negative situations also we will go through in our industry environment when you get into from campus to corporate. The corporate environment most of the time may not be suitable for innovative and creative solutions, but in spite of that, we have to create the situations to come up with innovative ideas. Now, this is some of the statistics that I would like to present here, that we may be wondering like where to start, where should I innovate, where is the scope for me. I just picked up this data of just something is there with 99.99 percentage of quality. What would be the potential outcome even with 99.99 percentage of the quality? I got this information from internet, like look at this, 1,19,760 income tax returns will be processed incorrectly even with the 99.99%. 144 incorrect medical procedures occurs daily. 110,600 mismatched pairs of shoes will be shipped in a year. 18 babies will given to the wrong parents each day with 99.99 percentage of the quality of the process or whatever the systems the company has. And 22,792 pieces of mail mishandled in the next 1 hour. These are some of the statistics. And 69 malfunctioning ATMs will be installed in the next 12 months. So 810 commercial airline flights would crash every month. Why I'm trying to present this particular statistics data to you all is like there is always a scope for creative thinking and innovation. So none of the product or a process have achieved 100% quality as of now. So the highest quality in the world, as per the statistics, was achieved 99.99966% was the finest quality that was achieved by certain companies, for certain products. But most of the areas still there are a lot of scope for creative thinking and innovation. So that requires a clear thoughts and thinking and thoughts. Like our natural tendency is to think negatively as per the statistics. You may have heard that we have around 60,000 thoughts a day, and out of which 80% of those thoughts are negative as per the data. And the research continues to prove that practicing positive thinking and optimism makes you a happier person and healthier, and that also gives longevity, and that also gives a mind for creative and innovative thinking. Even if you feel sad, depressed, changing your thinking habits can change your brain chemistry, helping you feel relieved from the powerful and painful emotion. Transforming your thinking habits to be practiced towards positive thinking from less of a negative thinking. There are certain techniques that there are 4 steps to move from negative to positive thinking. That is, be aware when you work on creative and innovative products or projects. You need to be vigilantly aware of your negative thoughts, and when you notice them, you simply stop them. Reframe. Most negative thoughts aren't based on complete truth or reality. Look for a more positive perspective on the situation and articulate that new viewpoint in your mind. Therefore, you will move from negative to positive. Replace the negative thought with a happy, positive thought. You may not feel happy in the moment, but focus on the positive thought and allow it to seep into your consciousness. Persistent. This isn't one and done solution, but it takes a lot of practice to alter your negative thinking habits. So first, from negative thinking habits to positive thinking, and from the positive thinking habits to creative thinking and innovative thinking. So with this understanding, I would like to conclude saying that success is not final. Failure is not fatal. We have to have the courage to continue these counts throughout our lifetime. So I would like to have 10 more minutes for any questions and clarifications coming from you.
Sir, creative thinking among students is there when they are talking within the page, but it's not taken up further. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, please say that again, madam.
So the creative thinking among the students
Okay.
is there. They are among the peers. They are among the friends.
Okay.
But how to take it to the next level if it has reached the next level?
Okay, so that's what I was just opening up the scope of creative thinking area. They do need not have to be limit themselves on a product or a particular process. They have to look at the opportunities available, and that's what I was in the last couple of slides. I was just touching upon on the negative thinkings and how to get rid of that and coming from negative to positive and positive to creative, and that requires a lot more practice.
Because it's not voiced out in any other ways. Only with the friends among the peer group alone, it is being staying. If it has to take them further, what could be from our side, that is from the academic side, what we can do about it? Can you give us some ideas?
Maybe you can inculcate certain soft skills on the overall thinking process. But when it comes to corporate environment, when they get into a corporate environment or a corporate mind, that itself propel them for creating their own ideas and converting them into money.
But main the focus of this IIC is to inculcate this during their studies itself. Yeah.
Say that again, madam.
And this IIC, that is Institution Innovation Council, is focusing on making them to do during their program itself. The innovative and creative thinking has to come during their program itself.
Okay. So that would be, according to me, it's a much more better model. Like instead of completing the course and then starting creative and innovative in the course itself, when they come up with creative and innovative solutions, it is the right place to refine their ideas and coming up with the solutions. That's a good model, according to me.
The only thing is the success rate is what we expect is not there. That is why. Okay.
So maybe after this program, I have shown assorted examples to them, not necessarily on a particular product. I have shown them assorted examples of that I come across, and I have shown them how those examples are proven in the industry and how we got the benefits. And I'm not sure what kind of the innovation and creative solutions that they are working right now.
Because since it is it's not engineering line, what we are having is mostly arts and science.
Yeah.
So innovation, whatever they're thinking, it may not be immediately tested or it may not be immediately analyzed.
Yeah.
That is where the problem lies. So it takes a long time to prove the concept itself.
Yeah, that is why if you look at my examples, madam, I have not talked much about the mechanical related or an engineering related examples. I took more of a business process related, people related, safety related, those kind of innovations. And that is more relevant for them when they take up on their professional career.
Hope to have more innovation and creative thinking, say, from now onwards, sir.
Sure, madam. I wish them all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Anyone, any questions? So I think with this, we can wind up our session. I think the formal vote of thanks will be given by Dr. Padmarathy.
Sure, madam. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. It is
Good
very
afternoon.
great. It is very grateful to give a formal vote of thanks. I really take this opportunity to thank IIC President Dr. Padmarathy sir convener ma'am, Dr. Angekani ma'am, coordinator ma'am, Dr. Grace Anthony ma'am, for giving this opportunity to conduct this webinar. This webinar is very useful, sir. And thank you very much for such a beautiful example, which is very real time for the students to understand. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam, and thank you once again for giving this opportunity, madam.
Yes, sir. Next time at least we'll hope for an offline meeting, sir.
Sure, we will do so, madam. I will try.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.